hurricane is bearing down on the Sunshine State. Most of us are just looking for a safe place from the storm. But there are new requirements for those emergency shelters, and lawmakers are worried it's running up the cost of keeping you out of harm's way. Bay News 9's Al Rochelle talked with Congressman Gus Bilirakis to learn more.
Joining me, Congressman Gus Bilirakis, talking about this new legislation or these new rules out that are going to require that hurricane shelters are ADA compliant. First of all, is that a good idea or not?
Well, we have ADA compliant shelters in Pinellas County, but I believe that these requirements are above and beyond that. And what I'm concerned about, I want to get people into the shelters as fast as possible. We're concerned about saving lives.
And the problem is that some of the new rules we don't know. Do you have to have a doctor on call at every shelter? Do you have to be able to carry and transport these people?
Possibly. That's why we need clarity. And I went to the local agencies in Pasco, Pinellas, and Hillsborough, and they're really concerned about it. And I've talked to Craig Fugate, who's head of FEMA, and we need some clarification.
Right.
And I'm going to stay on this.
And the bottom line is that if you had to follow these new rules, first of all, it would be so expensive. And do you have to keep all of this special equipment in every single site that you're located?
It's a possibility. And that's what we want to save lives. So if these rules apply, hopefully they're long-term. I'm going to get some answers in Washington.
Right, because if they're not long-term, somebody's going to have to come up with millions of dollars for these shelters.
Millions of dollars.
Now, this is another thing. So you make these ADA compliant, which most schools are, but if you had to add all these other frills, not only that, what about when there's not a hurricane season? That means you have to have these stocked with all these extra pieces of equipment there? We don't know that.
See, it's not realistic, Al. And then what happens is, you know, we do a real good job in Florida. Some states do not.
Right.
So we don't want to be penalized here in Florida for doing a good job, and we have special needs shelters available, as you know.
Right.
They're set up in these areas.
Right, and the rub is it's not that you don't have special needs shelters, but then all of them would have to become special needs shelters.
Yeah, that's what the interpretation is so far. And you know, I may file some legislation saying that this should only apply within the after the 72 hours, what have you. For long term, for example, with Katrina, where people are there for, God forbid, for weeks at a time, and they need this extra assistance. But for placing people in shelters to save their lives, make sure that they are safe. We just can't afford it.
Right.
And I want to bring as many people as we can into these schools.
All right, so we're just going to have to kind of wait and see where this one
but I'm
funnels out.
I'm going to stay on top of it.
All right, Gus, thank you so much for stopping by, Congressman.
Thank you. Thank you.